when all you guys are applying for personal credit cards and one, increasing your collective primary credit limits, which if you haven't heard me talk about before, I think having 40 to 80K of collective limits on primary credit cards is the sweet spot you want to be. If you're at 10K, 20K, 30K, I think it helps to get in that 40 to 80K range. And then when you're considering what personal credit cards to get, that's why I talk frequently about the high limit personal credit cards, the cards that I've seen generally to give high limits. Let me just pull up this list so I have it and I can share in the chat. And Quita, this would be a good one to take note of if you don't already have it. I wouldn't be surprised if you already had it on deck, already sent in the chat. But things like cards like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Built credit card, which is issued by Wells Fargo, which as of recently, last several months, I've been loving Wells Fargo, and an American Express Delta Gold, or one of the Amex co-branded cards. I see quite high limits generally on that Amex co-branded card, which is Delta, Hilton, or Marriott. And by diversifying your personal credit cards, you're diversifying your relationships that you're building. So if you have one or two at Chase, one at Wells Fargo, one at American Express, potentially one at Bank of America, you're going to be building trust through those personal credit cards, which is key. Like the people who apply for a 0% business card at American Express with no other relationship, they have a tough time. But the people who've had Amex cards get much, much better limits. 1 second. Let me just find this. Okay, here we go. Perfect.
I put some in there. I don't know if that was all of them, but I think that's like 5 of them.
Yeah, so thank you for that. That's like the 5 core ones I recommend. And then another one I would add to the list is the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey card, which I don't think I have.
I have you. 1 second.
Okay, we don't have an affiliate link for that card, but it's the I think it's a better card than the Chase Sapphire Reserve because it gives 5x on hotels, 4x on airlines, and 3x on travel and dining. And Wells Fargo points are now transferable to transfer partners, which I love. And the annual fee is only $100. And so Wells Fargo has some pretty fire personal cards. That card, the Built card, where you can pay rent on and don't have to pay a transaction fee for the rent transactions, I think is killer. But my main point is building relationships through personal credit cards is an easy way to build relationships with these banks. Like say, for example, you have a brand new business, it doesn't have revenue, you don't have a ton of liquidity to budget towards seasoning into an account, then the next alternative on building a relationship and building trust with these banks is through the personal credit cards. So think about, you want to go to American Express and get some 0% there, but you don't have liquidity and you don't have a business that's making revenue. Well, maybe get an American Express personal credit card or even the Business Gold, which is an easier card to get approved for. Spend on that for a few months and then go for a 0% card. You'll have a much better approval rate and get a much better limit.